Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once about all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now, shocking news that the University of Australia has the CEO of the University of Australia. It's actually like an alliance or association with all the University of Australia, has appeared on the media today and has said something shocking towards what the government of Australia, the Department of Immigration, has made the policy that has almost overkilled the entire industry. So we'd like to have a look at this information and what they have actually has said. Hopefully, the government of Australia will reverse a lot of the crap policy that claim to be, making towards the result of housing crisis. So as we have received this information, I wanted to show you, and it's actually right here. It's actually a breaking news from the Australian, the newspaper, the largest newspaper media in Australia. As you can see that right here, it says that university threatened to sack 14,000 staffs. Now that's a lot of people. That is really a lot, and that actually, with the detail that we're gonna go through right now, it's basically they have some information that claim they shouldn't really harm the international education industry by ways of trying to fix the housing crisis issue, which is not really the matter that the skilled migrants or the international students should really be bearing off. So let's have a look at the detail there. We can go into this information here, and you may want to do your own Google search on the Education Service Overseas Student Amendments, in which the Universities Australia, which is like the alliance or association of all the universities, represent all the university in Australia. So the CEO is basically Mr. Luke Sheehy. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. So the CEO, anyway, for the University of Australia, had said something very importantly this morning, and basically threatened the government if they don't change, it's gonna overkill the industry. So let's take some key information here. It's talking about the so-called the ESOS amendments, the Education Service Overseas Student Amendments for the Quality Integrity Bill 2024. It's due to be passed, and they just wanted to say something before the law actually be legislated before the Parliament. So the University of Australia support government intention to maintain integrity. Obviously, they wanted to have a good environment and good governance and policies that could improve and enhance the international education sector. However, they said, Mr. Luke said that we believe the bill as drafted is more political smokescreen. Oh, very interestingly, then instrument good policy as the government seeks to gain the upper hand of battle over migration ahead of the next election. So again, this is the thing, sometimes migration policy just become too political. They are not really talking about the facts. There's so many medias and out there, just because the migrants walking on the street is, maybe easier to be identified, and they see them as an alien and they want them to be out, which is all wrong, as I have previously said. But anyway, now the Universities of Australia, which is one of the largest entity that contribute to the economy, has actually came out and said something. I think this will be a very good, media and information towards the policy makings in the future. Our main issue lies on the amendments seeking control number of international students our university can enroll the course to be enrolled. And this is going to be a chaos because, as I have said in my previous video, how many quotas should you give to a particular campus of that university. And is that fair? Probably won't be. Again, how do you advantages the regional campuses towards the suburban campuses, and the needs and the technology and things? It's just too hard to actually monitor. Okay, this ministerial overreach is extent of our never seen before. So they have never seen this kind of things before. Both the major parties are linking to the post-pandemic return international who they encourages back to Australia housing shortages. Again, that's basically telling everyone that both of the major party are the actual cause of all this chaos. You cannot just take international education sector as a way to resolve this issue. So both the parties should take the actual contribution to the housing crisis, not the international. So that's basically what they're trying to say. The fact of the data do not support argument. Housing data show, again, this is real. The rental vacancy rate in suburbs around inner city university campuses are higher than the average major cities. Okay, so there's actually more rooms. For example, in Melbourne, I know that it's not as crazy as in Brisbane currently. Further, the Student Accommodation Council has found that international students only make up to only 4%, okay, of the total private rental market. And now, how would 4% contribute to the so-called housing crisis? Now, in the media, no one really talks about this. So again, I think this will be a very, very good argument towards how the policy making in the future. Hopefully, they will reverse a lot of the crap decision or policy they're trying to legislate. Using students as a cannon fodder in a poll-driven battle over migration and housing simply doesn't add up. Ooh, that's a very strong statement there. The danger of using these talented people as a scapegoat to blame housing crisis is what we stand to lose in telling them to stay home. International student accounts more than half, I didn't know that, more than half of the Australian GDP growth last year. Wow. Imagine, they really wanted to go into a recession, don't they? I'm not too sure. If half of the Australian GDP is contributed by international students, I don't know what the government is actually doing currently. Okay, the sector is the second biggest export behind mining, worth more than $50 billion in our economy and supporting 250,000 jobs. That is a lot, 250,000 jobs. Okay, that is connected to international education. No other major export industry is threatened the way international education is right now. Not mining, not agriculture, not tourism. I'm not too sure about tourism. Anyway, Chairs was more than even without legislative power to cap international student numbers, and the higher education is down from departmental statistics and data showing that higher education is down 23%. Now remember, we have gone through one of the figures that's showing the numbers of international students being granted. I think for vet, I think it's 70% down from my memory, but higher education, that's for university, 23%. That's already a quarter, okay, almost a quarter past year, equivalent to 59,410 university students. That's all contributed by the talented minister Claire O'Neill, who has made the decision to sign the ministerial direction number 107, and that affecting an impact of 60,000 or fewer international students arrive on shore will represent 4.3 billion hit on the economy. And this is the one that I'm not too sure how this will become a threat, but anyway, they have said it in a more gentleman way. It says the could cost the university sector alone over 14,000 jobs, not to mention the flow-on effect of small business, which rely heavily on international students. So that's basically the detail of how this entity, University of Australia, has actually came out to actually talked about the after effects of what had happened on ministerial direction number 107. Now, if they continue to legislate the new ESOS amendment that will further cap international numbers, that will obviously cause a lot more pain into the economy of Australia, and obviously a threat of 14,000 jobs to be lost. Not too sure how this will go, but this is a breaking news this morning from the Australian. I think it will be it's a very good sign. Hopefully the two major parties of Australia will actually take consideration of what they should be doing, rather than just basically killing the industry by itself. Don't know why. The mining is not as good as previous. Now it's the second international education sector. Now we're only talking about higher education today. Now he did not mention the vet sector, the early course, and the school sector. Now obviously all these other sectors within the international education obviously being negatively affected as well. So it looks like it's a chaotic mess out there. Hopefully the government of Australia will swiftly react towards the possibly reverse or whatnot the policy should be. Anyway, should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.